One cold morning, I heard a faint cry coming from a pile of trash. What I found there broke my heart. 5 tiny newborn puppies, abandoned and left to die. This is the story of how I rescued them, the challenges we faced, and the incredible journey that changed my life forever. If you believe every life deserves a chance, stay tuned. This story will inspire you to make a difference. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more heartwarming stories like this one. Let's get started. It was a cold, misty morning in the heart of the city. The streets were quiet, save for the occasional honk of a distant car or the rustle of leaves in the wind. The sun had just begun to rise, casting a golden hue over the damp pavement. Little did anyone know, a heart-wrenching drama was unfolding in a dark, narrow alleyway. As I walked down the street, heading to my usual coffee shop, I heard a faint, almost imperceptible sound. It was a soft whimper, barely audible over the hum of the city. I paused, straining my ears to locate the source. The sound seemed to be coming from a pile of discarded cardboard boxes near the dumpster. My heart sank as I approached, fearing what I might find. There, nestled among the trash, were 5 tiny newborn puppies. Their eyes were still closed and their fragile bodies shivered from the cold. They were huddled together, crying weakly, as if calling out for their mother. My heart broke at the sight. Who could abandon such innocent creatures? I knew I had to do something. Without hesitation, I carefully gathered the puppies into my jacket, making sure they were warm and secure. They were so small and delicate, each one fitting perfectly in the palm of my hand. I rushed home, my mind racing with thoughts of how to care for them. I knew nothing about raising newborn puppies, but I couldn't leave them to die. At home, I quickly set up a makeshift bed using a soft blanket and a heating pad to keep them warm. I called a friend who was a veterinarian, desperate for advice. She guided me through the basics, keeping them warm, feeding them with a syringe, and ensuring they were clean. It was overwhelming, but I was determined to give these puppies a fighting chance. The first night was the hardest. The puppies cried incessantly, their tiny voices piercing the silence of the night. I stayed up, feeding them every 2 hours and gently massaging their bodies to stimulate digestion. It was exhausting, but every time I looked at their fragile faces, I felt a surge of determination. These little lives depended on me, and I wasn't going to let them down. As the days passed, I fell into a routine. Feeding, cleaning, and comforting the puppies became my life. I named them Max, Bella, Charlie, Daisy, and Luna. Each one had a unique personality, even at such a young age. Max was the most vocal, always crying for attention. Bella was the calmest, often curling up in my lap. Charlie was the troublemaker, always wriggling out of my grasp. Daisy and Luna were inseparable, always cuddling together. Raising newborn puppies was no easy task. They were completely dependent on me for everything. I had to learn how to bottle feed them, clean them, and even help them relieve themselves. There were moments of frustration and doubt. Would I be able to give them the care they needed? What if I made a mistake? One of the biggest challenges was their health. Newborn puppies are incredibly vulnerable, and even a small illness can be life-threatening. Bella developed a fever one night, and I rushed her to the emergency vet. It was a terrifying experience, but thankfully, she recovered. That incident made me realize how fragile their lives were and how much they relied on me. As the weeks went by, I grew incredibly attached to the puppies. They were no longer just helpless creatures I had rescued. They were my babies. I celebrated every milestone. The first time they opened their eyes, the first time they wobbled on their tiny legs, or the first time they barked. Each moment filled me with pride and joy, but with that bond came a bittersweet realization. I knew I couldn't keep all 5 puppies. My apartment was small and I had a full-time job. I started looking for loving homes for them, determined to find families who would cherish them as much as I did. The process of finding homes for the puppies was both rewarding and heartbreaking. I interviewed potential adopters, asking detailed questions to ensure the puppies would be well cared for. I wanted to make sure they were going to families who would love and protect them. Max was the first to find a home. A young couple with a spacious backyard and a love for dogs adopted him. They sent me updates regularly, and it warmed my heart to see him thriving. Bella went to a retired teacher who had all the time in the world to spoil her. Charlie found a home with a family who had 2 young kids, and he quickly became their playful companion. Daisy and Luna were adopted together by a kind elderly couple who had recently lost their dog. They promised to keep the sisters together, and I couldn't have asked for a better outcome. Saying goodbye to the puppies was one of the hardest things I've ever done. On the day they left, I held each one in my arms, tears streaming down my face. I whispered to them, Be brave, be happy, and know that you are loved. As I watched them drive away with their new families, I felt a mix of sadness and relief. They were safe, loved, and had a bright future ahead of them. This experience changed me in ways I never expected. It taught me the value of compassion, resilience, and the power of love. Those 5 tiny puppies, abandoned and left to die, had brought so much joy and purpose into my life. They reminded me that even in the darkest moments, there is hope. I often think about them, wondering how they're doing. Are they happy? Are they loved? I like to imagine them running through grassy fields, playing with their new families, and living the lives they deserve. They may no longer be with me, but they will always hold a special place in my heart. This story isn't just about rescuing puppies, it's about the importance of kindness and responsibility. Every day, countless animals are abandoned, abused, or left to fend for themselves. They rely on us, as humans, to be their voice and their protectors. If you ever come across an animal in need, don't turn away. Even the smallest act of kindness can make a world of difference. Adopt, don't shop. Support local shelters and rescue organizations. Spay and neuter your pets to prevent overpopulation. Educate others about the importance of animal welfare. Together, we can create a world where no animal has to suffer. After the puppies left for their new homes, my apartment felt eerily quiet. The once lively space, filled with their tiny barks and playful antics, was now silent. I found myself missing their presence more than I had anticipated. The empty bed I had made for them, the unused bottles, and the tiny toys scattered around were constant reminders of the joy they had brought into my life. But amidst the silence, I felt a sense of fulfillment. I had done something meaningful, something that had changed not only the lives of those puppies, but also my own. I decided to document my journey and share it on social media, hoping to inspire others to take action and help animals in need. I created a video montage of the puppies' journey, from the moment I found them crying on the street to the day they left for their forever homes. I added heartfelt captions, sharing the challenges I faced and the lessons I learned. The response was overwhelming. Within days, the video went viral, garnering millions of views and thousands of comments. People from all over the world reached out to me, sharing their own stories of rescuing animals and expressing their gratitude for what I had done. Many asked how they could help, and I directed them to local shelters and rescue organizations. The video became a platform for raising awareness about animal welfare, and I was humbled by the impact it had. The overwhelming response to the video inspired me to do more. I started volunteering at a local animal shelter, dedicating my weekends to caring for abandoned and injured animals. It was hard work, but it was also incredibly rewarding. I met so many amazing people who shared my passion for helping animals, and together we made a difference. One day, while volunteering, I came across a litter of kittens that had been abandoned in a cardboard box. They were just as helpless as the puppies I had rescued, and I knew I had to step in. This time, however, I wasn't alone. The shelter staff and other volunteers rallied together, providing the kittens with the care they needed. It was a reminder that no act of kindness is too small, and that together we can achieve so much more. The story of the puppies continued to inspire others long after they had found their forever homes. I received countless messages from people who had been motivated to adopt or foster animals because of my video. Some even started their own rescue initiatives, creating a ripple effect of kindness and compassion. One such message stood out to me. It was from a young girl named Emily, who had watched the video with her family. She wrote, "Your story made me realize how important it is to help animals. I convinced my parents to adopt a dog from our local shelter, and now we have a new member of our family. Thank you for inspiring us to make a difference." Reading Emily's message brought tears to my eyes. It was a powerful reminder that every action, no matter how small, has the potential to create a lasting impact. The puppies I had rescued had not only changed my life, but had also inspired others to open their hearts and homes to animals in need. While the journey was incredibly rewarding, it also came with its fair share of challenges. Animal rescue is not for the faint of heart. It requires patience, dedication, and a willingness to face heartbreak. Not every story has a happy ending, and that's something I had to come to terms with. One evening, while volunteering at the shelter, I was called to assist with an emergency case. A dog had been hit by a car and was in critical condition. We rushed him to the vet, but despite our best efforts, he didn't make it. It was a devastating loss, and I struggled to cope with the grief, but the shelter staff reminded me that even in death, we had given him love and comfort in his final moments. It was a sobering reminder of the harsh realities of animal rescue, but it also strengthened my resolve to keep fighting for those who couldn't fight for themselves. Amidst the challenges, there were also moments of pure joy. One such moment came when I received an invitation to a reunion event organized by the families who had adopted the puppies. It had been 6 months since they had left, and I was eager to see how they had grown. The day of the reunion was filled with laughter and tears. Max, Bella, Charlie, Daisy, and Luna had all grown into healthy, happy dogs. They ran around the park, playing with each other and wagging their tails with unbridled joy. It was heartwarming to see how much they had thrived in their new homes. The families shared stories of how the puppies had brought so much joy into their lives. Max's family told me how he had become the star of their neighborhood, charming everyone with his playful personality. Bella's owner shared how she had helped her cope with the loss of her husband, providing comfort and companionship during a difficult time. Charlie's family laughed as they recounted his mischievous antics, while Daisy and Luna's owners spoke of the bond the sisters shared. As I watched them play, I felt an overwhelming sense of pride. These once helpless puppies, abandoned and left to die, had grown into beautiful, loving dogs. They had found their happily ever after, and I was grateful to have been a part of their journey. The experience of rescuing the puppies and the subsequent journey had a profound impact on me. It wasn't just a one-time act of kindness. It became a lifelong commitment to helping animals in need. I continued to volunteer at the shelter, fostering animals and advocating for animal welfare. I also started a blog to share my experiences and raise awareness about the importance of rescue and adoption. Through my writing, I hope to inspire others to take action and make a difference in the lives of animals. The blog gained a loyal following, and I was able to connect with like-minded individuals who shared my passion. The puppies' legacy lived on in more ways than one. Their story continued to inspire others, and the ripple effect of their rescue reached far and wide. But more importantly, they had taught me invaluable lessons about love, compassion, and resilience. They had shown me that even in the face of adversity, there is always hope. They had reminded me of the power of kindness and the impact it can have on the world. And they had proven that every life, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, is worth fighting for. As I sit here writing this story, I can't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the puppies who came into my life and changed it forever, gratitude for the families who opened their hearts and homes to them, and gratitude for the countless individuals who work tirelessly to make the world a better place for animals. Rescuing those puppies was one of the most challenging yet rewarding experiences of my life. It taught me that we all have the power to make a difference, no matter how small our actions may seem. It reminded me that kindness is a language that transcends barriers and that love has the power to heal even the deepest wounds. So, to anyone reading this, I urge you to take a moment to look around. There are countless animals out there who need our help. Whether it's adopting a pet, volunteering at a shelter, or simply spreading awareness, every action counts. Together, we can create a world where no animal has to suffer, where every life is valued, and where kindness prevails.